There is a whole hidden world of strange, creepy, and unbelievable creatures unbeknownst to us.
Outdoor! Outdoor!
But what happens when it gets filmed?
Oh.
Yes, there are things captured on camera that no one has an explanation for.
Look at that its neck.
Oh! Get ready to watch them all.
It's right there. I don't have my glasses on.
A couple hiking in British Columbia's forest had no idea their adventure would turn into a spooky tale. They were about 200 feet into the forest, exploring, when they suddenly saw a big creature roaming around. The wife, shaking with fear, thought it was a bear, but the weird thing was that it had a human-like head. As quickly as it appeared, the creature vanished. The couple believed they had seen a camouflaged spirit and left the forest in a hurry. When they shared their story online, many people said they had similar experiences in that forest. So, be careful if you visit that place. You might just see this mysterious creature on your next hike.
It's right there. I don't have my glasses on.
Horned creature.
Outdoor!
A crew entered the jungle on a mysterious nighttime expedition. Armed with night vision cameras, they went through the thick jungle, unaware of the horror that awaited them. Suddenly, their cameras caught a terrifying image. A horned beast standing on its hind legs loomed over a helpless victim. The creature's eyes glowed in the darkness. Frightened by the sudden appearance of the crew, the monster vanished. The team rushed to help the person, who luckily was not very hurt. What was this devil-like creature? The crew members hurried off, thankful they had survived their encounter with the unknown beast. Crawling shapeshifter.
How you doing? Oh.
A fun drive on the outskirts of Browning, Montana took a scary turn when friends heard creeping noises on a quiet road. They stopped after spotting an unusually weird person standing at the outskirts of the forest near to the road. As they approached, the person crawled in a strange manner and came outside on the road. It was white and looked like a zombie from the eyes. Frightened, they ran back to their car.
Dude.
Forest statue.
See that thing right there? It's creeping me out.
Two friends were rehearsing for a horror play in a deserted forest when they noticed something weird watching them from behind a tree. It was black, all weird and humanoid. The friends stumbled backwards. They managed to snap a few quick photos before they ran away as fast as they could. The next morning, they called the police to check out the scary creature they'd seen. But when the police searched the forest, they found something surprising. Probably a tribesman protecting his territory.
See that thing right there? It's creeping me out.
Jumpy human. Two friends in Chicago decided to investigate rumors about a creature in an abandoned building. As they walked through the dusty corridors of the building, they went to the roof. One spotted something strange coming onto the roof, climbing from the walls. "Look at that," she whispered. A skinny, ghost-like figure in black was crawling. Suddenly, the creature vanished into the darkness, but it left a note. Disaster is awaiting. Terrified, the friends fled the building. The note left them shaken for a long time, wondering what those creepy things were planning. Creepy cryptid. Now this is really creepy. Even gave me chills too. So, this thing is called a paracang, which means skin changer in English. And honestly, the name's enough to send chills down anyone's spine. What happened was that two explorers went inside a spooky abandoned house. As they looked around, something terrifying appeared in a window. A strange creature with a white and red face. dusty white eyes, and sharp teeth with a mouth like a snake's, who started looking at them. At first, they thought it was just a scary statue, but then it moved and made weird noises. Shaking with fear, the explorers filmed the creature and ran away as fast as they could.
Ow.
Oklahoma cryptid. In the wilds of Oklahoma, a famous hunter got the fright of his life when he saw something he'd never seen before. He set a trap using a mixture of flesh and fat to lure in wildlife. At 9:30 p.m., his camera caught two glowing eyes and a big shadow near the bait. Whoever that thing was, it was playing hide-and-seek with the hunter, whose excitement turned to worry in a moment when his camera battery died. Suddenly, a Sasquatch appeared. The hunter threw rocks to scare it away, but later, he realized the Oklahoma cryptid had been standing silently behind him all along. Real zombie. A kind of similar incident was filmed in 2006 in Maharashtra, India, where spooky stories spread about abandoned forest ghosts in a deserted area. Brave explorers went to check it out, not knowing how scary the things could be. Behind some bushes, a ghost was eating meat. It looked like a zombie, had skinwalker features, white eyes, and sharp teeth. Before they could do anything to capture the creepy being, it faded away, leaving behind nothing but a series of questions about who it could be and why it was there. Cemetery ritual.
They're just walking back and forth.
See, first of all, I don't see the point of having a long night walk near a cemetery, but this man saw some point to it and went for that walk anyway. It took a scary turn when he was passing by the old town cemetery. Through the gates, he spotted something chilling. White-clothed figures moving silently among the gravestones. With shaky hands, he zoomed in with his phone camera, capturing the eerie sight. The ghostly beings floated back and forth, seemingly unaware of his presence. Suddenly, one figure turned towards him, its face a blank, glowing oval. The man stumbled back, and when he looked again, the cemetery was empty.
Hello?
He shared his video online, and ghost hunters flocked to the cemetery. But the mysterious figures were never seen again.
Oh, that looks like the
Wolfman. This is no bear, nor a man in a costume or a hoax. Probably the best and most credible sighting of, well, God knows honestly what. A few months ago, in Edinburgh's deep forest, a group of friends had a scary adventure that they'll never forget. During their trip, they spotted a giant shadow moving in the bushes. As they took a closer look, they realized it was a hybrid of wolf and human, maybe the legendary Wolfman. Scared, the friends filmed it for some time before running in different directions back home. Some say it was a dogman, and others say it was something else entirely. But no one has been able to debunk this one. The size, the movement, and the behavior, it's all too abnormal to cast it as a hoax. This is definitely something real, and definitely creepy. Pale carcass. Sweepers clearing rubble from a demolished building in India made a shocking discovery. Among the debris was the twisted carcass of a bizarre creature that couldn't be explained. The strange being had a long, skinwalker-like body, but its face resembled that of a dog. Most oddly, its body was horrifically twisted from the middle, as if it were two different animals fused together. Expert zoologists were called, and they continued to study the remains, searching for clues about their origin. Could it be a result of genetic experiments gone wrong, or perhaps a new species? For now, the true nature of this beast remains a secret. Auburn red Bigfoot.
What the? Oh my God, go! Run!
In the urban forests of Auburn, a couple of friends were filming, chilling, and fishing near a lake, enjoying their time to the fullest, having absolutely no idea of what was behind them only some meters away. A deep growl broke the silence. Turning slowly, they saw it. A massive, ape-like figure at the forest's edge, over 8 feet tall, with dark fur covering its body. The creature stood motionless, but as soon as the camera panned, that thing moved like air and vanished into green bushes. The cameraman, in a stunned situation, reviewed their captured pictures. Most were blurry, but a few showed fascinating glimpses of an Auburn red Bigfoot. So, was it truly the legendary Auburn red Bigfoot, or something else?
What the? Oh my God, go! Run!
Walking goat. This one here is spine-chilling, and I don't want to see goats moving like this on 2 legs ever again. The goat was probably unaware of the recording lens, and kept on walking on 2 legs, just like a person. The clip became an internet sensation as people tried to figure out what was going on. Goats aren't supposed to do that, are they? Some said that the goat was either possessed or was the infamous goat man who finally was captured in the flesh. Skeptics, however, suggested that it was probably a guy in costume, as creatures like that couldn't exist. Do let me know down below what your take is on this one. Chupacabra. Finally, a mysterious creature that was finally caught and put in a cage. Now tell me guys, have you ever heard of a hairless canine with big claws? Well, that's exactly what one explorer stumbled upon in the desert near Ratcliffe, Texas. Out on a hike, he spotted this weird animal. About the size of a raccoon, he put the critter in a cage and made a shocking claim that this could be the legendary Chupacabra. A very similar creature was actually captured again in Gainesville by a hunter. At first, folks thought it was a Texas blue dog, but when the features didn't match, everyone agreed that it was indeed a Chupacabra. Just when everyone got excited about proving these myths real, the creature escaped into the night, leaving behind a mystery that still puzzles locals to this day. Dino worm.
What is this? Look at that neck. Neck, look.
Two buddies out for a morning stroll got the shock of their lives in the local park. There, pitched on a grass-cutting machine, was something straight out of a prehistoric picture book. A mini dinosaur-looking critter. Curious, they gave it a gentle poke. But that was a bad move.
What is this? Look at that neck. Neck, look.
That little beast wasn't shy about showing its teeth, trying to chomp their fingers. This wasn't your average park critter. With its long neck, small body, and pale color, it looked like a dinosaur had shrunk in the wash. Excited and a bit spooked, the friends knew they needed expert eyes on this weird find. They called in the wildlife pros, who were probably just as surprised. That tiny dino worm probably got a free ride to a research lab.
Oh, dog, his mouth.
Queensland Bigfoot. On April 2nd, 2021, a group of people camping in Queensland came across a mysterious creature in the dark. Yes, a Bigfoot. At midnight, they ventured out with their thermal cameras. Suddenly, they spotted a hairy figure hiding behind a tree stump with glowing eyes visible in the dark. They zoomed in and got the shock of their life as it turned out to be an 8-foot-tall Bigfoot. They felt shivers down their spines as the creature howled. The Bigfoot then tried to catch them, but somehow they managed to escape. The police were informed, but by the time they arrived, it had vanished. No entry boards were placed outside the area to avoid any mishaps in the future. Backyard crawler. A Canadian family got quite a fright when their security cameras caught a creepy visitor in their yard. Night after night, a big, black shape crept around in the moonlight. At first, they thought it was just a large monkey, but something about it seemed off. Its arms and legs were far too long. When someone finally worked up the courage to check it out, the creature disappeared with a scary growl. The family was left scratching their heads. What was this weird nighttime guest? After a few days of wondering and worrying, they got their answer. Turns out it was just a monkey that had run away from the local zoo. Mystery solved, but what a wild ride for this Canadian family. Griffin. While visiting a neighbor's house, a group of friends in Turkey saw something they never thought existed. A real-life griffin. The creature looked just like the ones in storybooks. Its front half was all eagle, with a sharp beak and big, strong wings. The friends couldn't believe their eyes. The biggest surprise came when the neighbor walked up to the griffin. It turns out this magical-looking animal was actually his pet. He told the amazed friends that he had raised the griffin since it was tiny, no bigger than a chicken. The griffin was gentle with its human family, but still looked fierce enough to scare away any troublemakers. Chasing beast. In Tennessee's dark forest, a local boy washing his face had no idea what horrors lurked just behind him. Thankfully, the cameraman's presence of mind alerted him. Just then, a terrifying howl echoed through the trees. Suddenly, a huge figure with glowing eyes appeared in the darkness. The boy ran towards the cameraman, clearly shaken by the close encounter he had, while the man continued filming the mysterious creature. They even managed to take some blurry pictures and clips of the thing, which hinted towards it being a legendary Bigfoot. The next morning, he found big footprints around his cabin, leading deep into the forest. That showed he was chased by the Bigfoot. He reported it to the authorities, but they didn't find anything in the forest. Werewolf sighting. In Perth, strange howls kept people awake at night. Local villagers were terrified because those creepy howls were not normally heard. This is when they went out to search and caught this. After this clip went viral, rumors started to pop up about a hybrid species that resembled a wolf and a human. Strange scratches appeared on doors and animals went missing. A complaint was lodged against the alleged werewolf and officials were informed, but the elusive creature hasn't been caught yet. People say that now everyone keeps their doors locked tight in the village. Who knows how much truth is there? What do you think? Faceless Joe. Have you ever met a creature with no face? Well, let's see. Now you just might. One night, two kids in Quebec, a brother and sister, went out for ice cream. While walking back home, they saw something strange near their house. A jelly-like thing. It was pink with red spots, just like an alien from their favorite story. It had bubbles forming and popping simultaneously, giving it all a really creepy vibe. They called it Faceless Joe, and this is the story that has been circulating around the internet with this clip. Well, I did a little digging and found out that this is actually an animation project completed by a designer called Ghost 3D. Nothing alien here, just some fancy animation. Crawling pants. A hiker's trail camera in Vietnam caught quite the amazing sight. Two Fresno nightcrawlers walking through the roads at night. These strange creatures had tall, skinny legs, but no arms or heads. Their pale bodies glowed in the lantern light as they moved between the trees. There have been more and more reports about Fresno nightcrawlers randomly walking across streets. Netizens thought they were ancient forest spirits, like those of California's Yosemite legends, while others believed they were a form of demigod. No one knows for certain what these Fresno nightcrawlers really are, and their true origins remain a mystery. End to dust. In Manchester, police investigated a missing persons report and they found CCTV footage of the bizarre incident in which a man was tied up and suddenly became sand. Upon further investigation, the truth eventually came out. A late-night argument between two employees over money took a terrifying turn. One man, claiming to be Gota, showed off unbelievable power and turned the other man into sand. The video was shared online, causing a huge debate about Gota's supposed powers. A few days later, police caught the man who claimed to be Gota. The case left everyone wondering if they'd witnessed real magic or a clever trick for money. Ice spider. A quiet evening in a small Swiss town turned into a horror movie scene when a college student heard strange scraping noises. At first, he saw nothing in the street, but as the sounds grew louder, he saw a bizarre creature crawling towards the other end of the street. It had a bright red head and body with 4 or 5 long legs like a giant spider. The boy double-checked the locks of his car, even though that thing was not moving towards him. He caught it and uploaded the video over the internet, where, honestly, many people thought it was a hoax or something fraudulent. But the student was really spooked and said that the thing looked real and living to him, almost like an ice spider. So, what's your take on it? Glowing fairy. Now this one is truly mind-boggling. Is it a bug or a fairy? Hear me out. This clip was captured by a home security camera that recorded this thing in the backyard in 2017. This tiny glowing creature with wings was flying around as it was seen on the front door camera as well. The owner thinks it's a fairy because during its presence, the man felt a beautiful peace around his home. After posting the clip online, people went crazy with their theories. While skeptics thought this was probably some fancy bug, the family wasn't sure a fairy had visited their house at night. Unicorn. A villager came across something amazing during his morning walk. At first, he thought it was just a white horse, but soon realized that it had a lone horn on its head. A unicorn. It ate grass while the farmer recorded. When he put the video online, it went viral like mad. Some people thought it was a fake, saying someone stuck a cone on a horse's head. Others believed it was real proof that unicorns exist. Soon, people all over the world were wondering if a fairy tale creature really came to life. Shadowless. In Manhattan, New York, something unusual happened in a shop. The shop's security camera caught a young boy walking by a big mirror. Did you notice? He cast no reflection at all. The girl's reflection sitting on the stool was there, but it seemed like the boy had supernatural powers. In shock, the store owner shared the footage online, where it quickly went viral. Netizens thought the boy was a real-life vampire walking among us, while some were doubtful, saying it might be a camera glitch. But I just remembered the amazing quote by Matthew Schofield: "Vampires occur everywhere, but in busy cities, no one notices." Lady of Tapao Mountain. The crowd you see all over the woods was recorded at Tapao Mountain in Vietnam, where these people gather in huge numbers to pray at the statue of Saint Maria. She was an Italian virgin martyr of the Catholic Church and one of the youngest saints to be canonized. So these people were gathered here when her statue suddenly came to life. Its face turned towards the audience, and the stone dress moved as if flown by the air. The amazed crowd collapsed to their knees, convinced they were witnessing a true miracle, and the divine spirit in the statue was blessing them. Runaway creature. A camera caught something very peculiar. It looked like a short human, but with a trunk like an elephant instead of a nose. Now, when I first saw this clip, I felt like this weird thing was trying to run away from a rescue team, probably scared for its life. The elephant person quickly disappeared into the shadows, never to be seen again. Everyone who saw the video was speechless. No one could explain what this human-elephant mix was or where it came from. Who knows what kind of crossbreeding result this might have been? Dark matter. 2 researchers hiking in West Virginia encountered this strange sight. A black mass stuck to a wall that looked like hairy dust. Out of curiosity, one of the friends took it in his hands. Suddenly, countless tiny insects jumped on his hands. It turned out to be a cluster of Harvestmen spiders, commonly known as daddy longlegs. These spider-like creatures huddle together to stay warm, creating a dark, fuzzy patch on the surface. A local explained this was normal winter behavior for these critters. Netizens were amazed to learn how these tiny creatures work together to survive cold environments. Pale swimmer. Visitors at the local aquarium were in shock when they spotted a strange swimmer. The white, puffy creature glided through the water, leaving onlookers surprised. It was actually a very rare species of frog called the clawed frog. The poor little amphibian was unfortunately suffering from an unusual infection, which caused fluid to build up in its body, making the poor thing swell like a balloon. Normally, these frogs look quite ordinary, but when infected, they transform into these weird, puffy creatures. The aquarium staff kept a close eye on these infected frogs, hoping they would recover soon and return to their normal, froggy selves. Weird crawler. A Japanese fisherman was stunned when he pulled out his nets, and instead of fish, he found a creepy creature that looked like a snake with lots of tiny legs. At first, he thought it was many small animals stuck together, but when he looked closer, he saw it was one big creature. He took it to the marine department, and experts identified the weird catch as a sea centipede. These deep-sea creatures are rarely seen. The experts were excited to study this unusual find and learn more about life in the deep ocean. Bizarre critter. A team of entomologists made a surprising discovery in the Amazon rainforest. While exploring a cave, they came across a creature that seemed to belong in a sci-fi movie. The rare Timor personidae insect, specifically the Palladus caecus breed. This bizarre bug had a white skin that almost glowed in the dim cave light. Its lower body resembled that of a scorpion. But the real shocker came when it spread its upper body. Massive, translucent wings unfurled, each tipped with sharp, claw-like nails. Upon viewing the images, the scientists were astounded by the elaborate designs adorning its body, which included swirls and nearly symmetric geometric shapes. They took it with them to discover more about it. Creepy climber. Years ago, a surprising video from an Indian hospital became a viral sensation. It showed a strange figure crawling up the wall like a spider. People couldn't decide if it was a ghost, a woman with a strange condition, or even a jinn from Arabian stories. Similar sightings in the area only added to the mystery. The video sparked heated debates online, with some believing it was proof of the supernatural, while others thought it was just someone with a mental illness. The true identity of the wall crawler remains unknown, but that investigation is still ongoing. Dino look-alike. A fun horseback ride turned into a nightmare for 5 friends from Massachusetts. They noticed an odd creature lurking in the underbrush in the forest. Its bushy tail, coal-black fur, and elephant-like snout with big wings gave them chills. They thought they were witnessing a real dino. But looking closely, I really think that's just an anteater. Well, the beast lunged forward, knocking one rider off his horse. Chaos ensued that kind of scared off the creature, and just as quickly as it had appeared, that being vanished into the thick undergrowth, leaving behind only panic and questions about what they'd just seen. Top of tree. See, this is what nightmares are made of. A couple visiting Chester Zoo in England saw this horrifying, petrifying, and God knows what other things. A monkey on a pole grabbed a flying seagull and then beat the daylights out of him. The shadowy presence at the top of the power pole, the massive figure with a black, hairy body. It seemed as if the monkey was possessed by a demon. As the couple recorded the scene, the giant beast's mashed lunch was ready. Open discussion. Few friends visited a tiny, historic cemetery in Italy, sharing spooky ghost stories. Little did they know, their tales would come to life right before their eyes. As out of nowhere, a terrifying figure, tall, pale, with a dog's long ears and a fairly human-like body, appeared near an old grave. Frozen in fear, they watched as the monster made a howl. It was a real vampire. They started to shout and recite holy verses from the Bible to ward the evil spirit off. Soon, it disappeared, and the friends quickly ran back home. They were fine in the end, but this encounter kept haunting them for years to come.